So in this video, I'll just explain how the wipers work in a Tesla. So the older Teslas have a stalk like this, and this button at the end of your indicator stalk operates the wipers. Newer Teslas will have a button on the steering wheel. So under the controls here, you can adjust the wipers on the touch screen. However, that's not really the way to do it while you're driving. It's far easier just to push the stalk or the button here, and that brings up this menu there. And at this point, you can use the scroll wheel and you can adjust the setting there. However, when you push this and move it up to auto, your wipers are then in automatic mode, and that is using the cameras up there to detect when there's water on the glass. And the Tesla doesn't have a rain sensor, so it's using vision only. And sometimes it's not quite as good as a rain sensor on a traditional car. However, when you're in auto mode, which it is at the moment, if you push the button on the end of the stalk again, it stays in auto mode, but it then increases the sensitivity. If you push the button again and move it to one of the manual modes, the first one is your standard sort of 5-second intermittent wipe. If the rain was then coming harder and you wanted to increase that, you simply push the button on the end of the stalk again, and just like the auto mode, that increases the sensitivity, so that moves the wipers up to position 2. If you push it again, it will move the wipers up to position 3, and if you push it again, it moves the wipers up to position 4. And when you push that button, when you're on position 4, it moves the wipers back down. So again, you don't have to use the scroll wheel if you don't want to, but it's not going to put you into automatic mode. It's just going to be moving you through the various manual modes. If you want to put it in automatic, you can either touch it on the screen or you can use the scroll wheel to move that back down there. So as a new Tesla driver, this could seem a little bit confusing, but actually it works really well. And most of the time I just touch the button on the end of the stalk and that gives me a single wipe. And if I need to adjust it further, I just scroll up and down on the scroll wheel here, and I'm not even looking at the screen. It's all quite natural, and actually it works very, very well indeed. When you need to wash the windscreen, you simply push and hold that button and it puts the washers on, but quite cleverly it only puts the washers on when the wipers are at the bottom and on their upstroke, so there's not excessive amounts of water on the screen blocking your vision. It's that auto mode which most people get annoyed about with a Tesla, and dry swipes across the screen. But as I said, the Tesla uses the cameras up there at the top of the screen to detect when there's water on the glass instead of a traditional rain sensor. But most of the time that works pretty well. However, you can see now the wipers are in auto mode. There's very little rain coming down, just a little bit of drizzle, and it is wiping the glass. And to me, that's a little bit sensitive. But anyway, it's the dry swipes that annoy people. But the issue here is the Tesla isn't just wiping the wipers for your vision, it is also doing it for the cameras. So if the cameras think that they're not getting great vision out of the glass, it will swipe the wipers to clean the glass in front of the cameras. So if you're experiencing quite a few dry wipes, then it could be that your glass needs a clean, and on a sunny day, if you just wipe the inside surface of the glass and you see smearing, then that's likely to be the case. So it's not just the outside of the glass that needs cleaning. The inside of the windscreen gets a film across it from the plastics off-gassing when the car is new, plus from the air conditioning. So if your car is putting the wipers on when there seems to be no need for it, then it's likely that the glass in front of the cameras is dirty. Tesla offers a windshield camera area precision cleaning service where they dismantle the shroud around the cameras and clean both sides of the glass. Or you can look up the procedure in the online workshop manual if you want to do this yourself. One thing to note as well is every time you put the car into autopilot or use auto park, the car's going to put the wipers into auto because it's got to control the wipers to keep the camera's vision clear. But if you're still experiencing dry wipes and your windscreen is clean, not just where you're looking out, but crucially in front of the cameras behind this cowling, then don't leave your wipers on auto. Turn them off when it's dry and when it isn't, just use one of the intermittent or manual modes and you'll be much happier. So I hope that helps. If it has, or you found it useful, please do click the thumbs up. That really does help. And if you want to know more about the Tesla Model Y, in the video description below will be a link to a playlist where you can see other videos on this car. Okie doke, I'll see you on the next one. If you like the video, please do click the thumbs up button, and leaving a comment also helps too. Plus, of course, subscribe if you're not. There's the super thanks button if you'd like to go further, especially if a video has saved you time or money. There's over 1,200 videos on the channel, so have a browse, use the search, and have a look at the playlists. And here's 2 videos you may want to check out.